That I will do the edgy things, the things that the political consultants will never tell you to do. Because right now, people are hurting. This isn't about games. It's not about politics as usual. It's not about who sounds as clean as possible. It is about tapping into the rawness of this moment. I have been to Minneapolis and heard the stories of the people on the ground as they are being accosted. And obviously, we've got killings that are going on. And now we have the DOJ that has decided that they want to prosecute the wife of Renee Good. I have been there in California after David Huerta of SEIU had been incarcerated by ICE, and I listened to his story and met with him because we went there. I have been to Chicago. I am here to tell you that I am not just sitting in DC, I am getting out into the streets. And right now, to be perfectly honest, if we're gonna win and keep our country, we're gonna need somebody who can file bills, but also knows how to be a street fighter.
How can you not root for that woman? It's no way possible you can't. Texas, y'all got a good one. Do not overlook this woman. She will get stuff done. I promise you she will get stuff done. The crazy part about it is, you see how fierce she is? But the thing is, listen to what she's saying. Listen to the message. Because a lot of people out there, they see a black woman. They see somebody who's sound like she's ghetto, loud, ratchet, but she's really not. If you listen to the message that she's actually saying, she's speaking facts. These are not normal times. It's a totally different animal out there no more. We cannot rely on the norms no more. They're gone. It's 2026, whereas though our president of the United States has 34 felonies. 34. If I had 34 felonies, I wouldn't even be right here right now. Just think about it. These are not normal times. And she's acknowledging that. She's telling the American people, like, I'm the one you need to go into battle. Forget that I'm a woman. Forget that I'm black. That means nothing. I'm a fighter. Now, this next guy, his name is Byron Donalds, right? And he was on Fox News. And listen to this blasphemy stuff this guy just said.
Numbers, he'll figure a way to do it.
It's not just going to be that. I mean, when Americans see deportations or repatriations happen, they're going to be like, thank you. When they see the border closed, they're going to say, this is what I voted for. When they see peace starting to like break out again around the world, they're going to be like, this is the stability that we were asking for. Daddy's back. And that's what you're going to see.
Daddy's back. A grown-ass man, a grown-ass black man calling Donald Trump daddy. Like, come on. The Republicans are so terrified of this 78-year-old dementia man and his following that you can't even speak with dignity. And I want to show y'all a clip I got of him and Jasmine Crockett speaking to the House. And pay attention to how she destroys him.
And listen to the beginning of this debate. My heart simply broke.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise today in strong support of my bill, H.R. 4922, the D.C. Crimes Act. Rather than prioritizing the safety of law-abiding and protecting the lives of innocent residents and visitors, district officials have actively facilitated dysfunction and chaos through their progressive soft-on-crime policies. Instead of addressing the clear epidemic of youth crime in the city, the D.C. City Council increased the age of youth offenders to individuals 24 years old and younger, meaning fully grown legal adults in the District of Columbia can receive sentences meant for children. This is simply insane. And that is why I introduced the D.C. Crimes Act, which lowers the definition of youth from under the age of 25 to under the age of 18, removes the ability of judges to sentence youth offenders below mandatory minimum guidelines, and requires the D.C. Attorney General to establish a public website containing much needed statistics on juvenile crime in D.C. The Trump administration's efforts have shown that lawlessness is a choice. And it is time for Congress to step up adhere to our constitutional duty, and firmly address crime in the nation's capital.
Many people know me for being able to do alliterations, and all I could think about was amnesia allows adolescent accountability avoidance agility from across the aisle. So work with me for a second. Imagine being a young man born to Jamaican and Panamanian parents who messed up not once but twice. Imagine standing in front of a judge with your whole future hanging in the balance, and instead of prison, you are given a promise of mercy. Your record gets wiped clean. You get a second chance at life. Now imagine taking that promise and turning it into promotion. You go to college, you get a job, and even become a member of Congress. That's what redemption looks like. That's what America is supposed to be about. And that is exactly the story of the next wannabe governor from Florida. As a young man, he went through pretrial diversion for misdemeanor marijuana possession. As an adult, yet younger than 24, he was charged with and ultimately placed on probation for felony bribery charges, which ultimately were 2 expunged. He was given a third chance, and now he's the face of a bill that would not afford young people in Washington, D.C. the same opportunities afforded to him. Let me be real. If he had grown up under Donald Trump's America or under the very D.C. crime bill he's pushing today, he wouldn't be standing here as a member of Congress. He'd still be living with the weight of those charges. So let's call this what it is, opportunities for me, but not for thee. He climbed the ladder of redemption, and now he's yanking it right up from the D.C. youth. See, most of us were taught to lift as you climb, but clearly some have forgotten to lift as they climb, and now they are committed to telling the next generation to pull themselves up by their bootstraps. I will not sit quiet while a man who was saved by grace turns around and tries to snatch grace away from others. If we're going to be real about crime,
like I said, for the people. So you're going to sit up there in that hearing and basically disrespect kids? You're better than them now? When you was in the same situation before? Now, everybody know when you was 25, 24, 23, 18, 17, 16, we did some dumb stuff. We really did. We did some dumb stuff, and we regretted it. We matured, we got better, and we moved on. He's a product of it. You had 3 strikes. Now you're a congressman. So the people who come after you don't deserve another chance? No. Jasmine she pointed that out. No. This is not right. You got your record expunged. What you forgot? You was in legal trouble? So now all of a sudden you're better? Who he sound like? The man who got $1 million trust fund? The man who dodged the draft, that a whole lot of our ancestors died in those wars. They couldn't dodge the draft. Who he sound like? The man who looks down on people, who ain't got money, who ain't got the same skin color as him. Who he sound like? They all swear they can be Trump. Y'all cannot be that man. His following is not following y'all. And last time I checked, Mr. Donalds, you're black. They don't bang with you, sir. They really don't bang with you. Straight turned yourself in just to for a like of Trump. Called him daddy. Despicable. But that's going to be their next governor of Florida. Think about it. And watch he win. Just think about it. Because he's kissing the ring. The stuff that these Republicans and conservatives are doing just to give some type of relevancy is horrible. That's my episode. Give it a like, possibly a comment, subscribe. And